Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Moon, Serena here, and today I'm making this film outside because I have my since I have my Y speaker with me. Now the first thing I'm going to talk about is that do you think that the Deke Sailor Moon 9 between 95 YL to 9 between 98 YL, do you think it will ever come back again? Now, I know that a lot of folks are going to say no, because no one knows who has the ownership and double right to the Deke Sailor Moon. Oh, well, no one likes the Deke Sailor Moon might be another answer. There's a lot of folks in the English-speaking world that didn't like it. Well, it's true that it's a half bag, because some folks liked it and some folks didn't like it. Now, to who has the ownership and double right to Sailor Moon, I would think that at least in the Deke one, that would fall down to Crown Bear. Now, I know a lot of folks out there are going to say, like, well, oh, sorry. A lot of folks out there are going to say something like, well, how do you know Crown Bear has ownership to it? Well, because the Deke Sailor Moon was first owned by Disney. Well, first it was owned by Toei from between 92 YL until between 98 YL when it was sold over to Disney. And then Disney owned it from between 98 YL to 2001 YL when they sold it to Deke. And Deke owned it from 2001 YL to 2008 YL when it was sold to Cookie Jar. And then Cookie Jar owned it from 28 YL to 28 between YL when it until 27 between YL was owned by 25th between was owned by DMX. And DMX had ownership to it from 2005 between while the 2008 between when Crown Bear got ownership over it. Now, the grounds to why I talk about this is that Metv is starting up a cartoon arm or a drawing show FOLKWORK arm, and they're getting a deal with all the old Hanna-Barbera, drawing shows and newer shows, that Warner Bros. Discovery owns. They're also got a deal, I believe they got a deal with Crown Bear for a lot of the old Deke ones, and getting a deal with Hasbro in business for a lot of their old ones and newer ones. So I got me to thinking, what if my show, or at least the Deke one, got put on there again? Now, I know that most likely there's no way that it's going to happen, because even if MeTV or, World Broadcasting, even if they wanted to get that on their FOLKWORK, I don't even know if Crown Bear even still has ownership and double right to that Sailor Moon. And if they do, are they even going to do it? Because this Sailor Moon never got no broadcast or streaming deal after the fight. So your guess is good as mine. Now, would say we're lucky and MeTV does get a deal, with Crown Bear for all the old Deke drawing shows and new Deke drawing shows they made, and that would include Sailor Moon. Well, that would be great, because then it would be at least my show, at least the Deke one, which ran on, UPN, WB, Fox, USA, and Cartoon back in the day, and YTV in the settled land, would be great if it did show up again. But it could be highly unlikely that it would be. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of folks out there who will be against it. A lot of folks in the English-speaking world who didn't like the Deke Sailor Moon, but there's a lot of folks in the English-speaking world that did like the Deke Sailor Moon, so it's a half bag. Now, a lot of folks might say, how do you even know that Toei even sold Deke Sailor Moon to Disney, which was sold to Deke, which was sold to Cookie Jar, which was sold to DMX, which was sold to Crown Bear? I'm just making a guess, Now, when I was watching the old Deke ones, it would always say double right, 9 between 94 YL, or double right, 9 between 97 YL. And you don't get double right over something if you have a streaming deal or a broadcast deal with it. But if you truly own it, then you would end up getting ownership and double right to it. So I believe that does mean that Crown Bear does have ownership to at least that Sailor Moon. As far as the Cloverway Sailor Moon, which went from 20-0YL to 20-03YL, but only had free followings and they offshoot it in the same year. That's hard to say if Ethan Cloverway, whoever owns it to that day, Ethan still had ownership. Because Cloverway ended up shutting down years later after 20-03YL or so. No one ever heard of Cloverway again. So whoever owns that Sailor Moon, your guess is good of mine. Now, I know there's going to be someone out there that thinks, oh, well, bringing back the Deke Sailor Moon is going to take the worth away from the Vid Sailor Moon. No, I hardly doubt that. If there's still folks out there that want to watch the Vid Sailor Moon, yeah, they can do it for Hulu and Netflix. It ain't going to take the worth away from that one. At the end of the day, I just hope that Metv, or Mazzoli Broadcasting, can get a deal with, Crown Bear for all the old Deke and newer Deke drawing shows and the same way to get a deal with Warner Bros. Discovery for all the old and new Hanna-Barbera drawing shows. So, and hopefully they get a deal with all the Hasbro old drawing shows, new drawing shows as well. So, hopefully my show will be on there. So, if you like this film, then follow me over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Don't forget to share, thumb up, and playlist this film if you are already following us. And if you have not, hit that ringer and bind to let you know when the next upload, live stream, or short been done. And watch the other film I made earlier this morning when Sailor Saturn and Sailor Ringworld fought Lukai. I, Sailor Moon Serena, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Farewell.